Well, hello everyone and welcome to Barefoot Minis. And you've probably seen on a few of my videos that Niobe and her son Guylian both pull. And well, I've had Guylian for 11 years, I've had Niobe for 22. And they never had this bad habit until something happened. I had some guests, and I want to kind of tell you without accusing anybody how very simply trauma in horses can happen and how it's very hard to reverse. I had some friends out and they had 3 boys, even 2 boys at the time, but I think they had 3 boys. And my boys and their boys were playing with Guylian as a foal and running Niobe around the backyard. And they got tangled up together and they got freaked and they pulled and pulled. And I didn't see this happen, but that's the risk you take when you have kids over handling horses that are not used to horses. That's when the pulling started, and it's continued. So I've had to take some measures by putting a soft cotton rope over their nose to kind of discourage that behavior. But I think all sense just leaves their brains and they will pull when frightened, and it has nothing to do with abuse, rather an accident that happened. And this can happen to anybody who owns horses, any horse. I had a bomb-proof gelding 28 years ago. At the end of this month, I purchased my first miniature horse. He was a pretty bomb-proof gelding. He'd been through it all. He'd been through shows. He was a show horse. He'd been through parades. He'd been through everything. And he was pretty much scared of nothing. I drive him on the road all the time. He was so calm that there were woolly bears on the road that would go faster than us. But he had this one thing that if you didn't tie him high and tight, he would lower his head, get the crown of his head wrapped up in his lead rope, and he would flip. He would flip out, and this horse was afraid of nothing. So these things sort of happen, and you discover each horse, especially horses that have been with other people and have had traumatic experiences that you weren't there for. These things happen, and they stick with horses forever, and you have to kind of learn. You might never fix them, but you have to kind of learn how to work around them and to improve the handling of them. Also, while I was out, hello Guylian, while I was out in the yard, I don't know if you can see here, I found a tooth. I'm pretty sure this tooth here, this molar, this deciduous baby tooth, was shed by dove. They start losing their teeth around 3 and 4 years old. And it's fun to find the teeth in the yard, and they get buried pretty easily, or they get swallowed, just like a little kid. So sometimes it's hard to find a tooth, but I thought that was really cool. Look how big that tooth is too for coming out of a miniature horse's mouth. So that was a cool find for the day. I'll clean it up and I'll add it to my collection of miniature horse baby teeth. And actually, I will discuss that teething on another video. Teething in miniature horses. Jesus loves you.